yeah. A year in review. That was fun.
Yeah.
My last topic of the week, we got to try to go through this one pretty quick. We talked about 2015 and how great it was. I want to talk about 2016 and how great it's going to be in video games. Predictions for 2016. So I have a list of like exclusive games. A list, 4 different lists. Exclusive games for PlayStation coming out this year. Exclusive games for Xbox coming out this year. Exclusive
breaks it. Slammed it on there.
Exclusive games for Nintendo coming out this year, and then like third-party games that are coming out this year. And I'm gonna go through all of them. I'm gonna talk about. I'm just gonna say the game and like the release date.
Open your mouth, birdie.
And the release date, and we're gonna talk about if we think it's gonna be just like a little minute of like, do we think it's gonna be successful? Do we think it's gonna be delayed? All right, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah,
because we gotta wrap up in the next like 10 minutes. This is gonna be a short topic. All right, for PlayStation, we have Street Fighter V coming out February 16th. Is it gonna be delayed? Is it going to do successfully?
No, pretty much everything about it's out already, so I don't think it's going to be
do fine.
Yeah,
it's Street Fighter.
It's Street Fighter. It'll be interesting to see how well it does because it's PS4 exclusive or console. I don't know if it's also going to be on Windows or...
Who the fuck plays Street Fighter on Windows?
I think it's PS4 exclusive, so it'll be interesting to see if people move over to PlayStation because of that, or if its numbers will be hit hard because it's not also available on Xbox.
Oh, I think it'll do just fine.
Okay.
Bloodborne was a huge hit, and that was even more of a niche game.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Next up, this actually is coming out before Street Fighter V. Firewatch, February 9th. If you guys aren't familiar, Firewatch is the one, they showcased it at E3, where it's this guy who is like a park ranger.
I was just talking about
the
this.
first person one. Yeah, that one was...
About this,
do we think that this is going to be delayed? How do you think it's going to do commercially?
I think it's going to be delayed, but I think it's going to do just fine.
I think it might be delayed. Well, here's the thing: like, it's already almost February. That's the weird thing about it. So, if I don't think they're going to delay it, I don't know how well it's going to do financially.
Either way, I think it sounds interesting.
I think it will review well. I think it'll be one of those small games that reviews really well. And when it comes to like Game of the Year at the end of the year, it'll be like maybe a contender and like for like some awards or whatever, and then people will start playing it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Next one we got MLB 16 the show coming out March 29th.
Game of the year.
Who cares?
I fucking care.
I don't care. No.
It'll do fucking fine.
It's just baseball.
It's not just baseball. There's no crying during baseball.
No crying in baseball.
It's a baseball game. It's going to do fine.
It's going to do fine. I don't know if it'll review well because 15, the show, is such a fucking disappointment.
We don't talk about it anymore. We can't talk about that one.
That is the enemy.
Next up, we've got Ratchet and Clank, April 12th. Do you think any delays?
No.
Yeah, I think it needs to come out at this point just because like the movie is coming out like a couple weeks later. It's just like as a marketing scheme, I think it just needs to just be out within each other.
And if it delays, I'll cry.
If it delays, I think if anything, it'll delay by like a month, maybe.
Yeah,
but if anything, if it's gonna delay it all by a month, we're gonna hear about it in the next week or two. If we don't hear about it in the next week or two, I think it's safe to say like it's coming out on April 12th. Do you think it's gonna do financially?
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't want to get that right now?
Yeah, because it's like people love Ratchet and Clank, and plus you have like you have like adults who have kids and they have PS4s, and
that'll
like,
be a good like starter game, like when we were kids and
goddamn
Ratchet and
vultures.
Clank.
yeah, because it's like all the games that are like big right now on PS4 are like MRT rated, like Bloodborne, The Last of Us.
Even though it's kind of irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
So like Ratchet and Clank will be like a good
big
here
kids
kid
game.
Play this and not.
And that's like the weird thing is I think this is like one of the first big kids games to come out.
Yeah.
Excluding Lego games.
It's the AAA game that needed to come out for everybody. It's the kind of break that we need from this very intense.
Next up, we got Uncharted 4 coming out April 26th. It was actually supposed to come out in March and it was recently delayed.
So already delayed.
It's already been delayed by a month.
It's going to do amazingly well.
Yeah.
It's going to be praised.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog knows what they're doing. They haven't made a bad game besides Jack 2. But...
No Man's Sky slated for June. Do we think it'll do well? Do we think it'll be pushed back? What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be pushed back even further, and I don't think it's going to do that well. I'm still very excited for this.
I'm excited for it too.
I think it's going to be one of those tired things where people have been talking about it for so long. It's fucking announced at E3 like what 2-3 years ago or something.
Yeah,
and like we just want the fucking game to come out, and by the time it comes out, people are going to be tired of it already. So
see, I'm still excited because I only heard about it like at last E3 that I was watching with you. I heard nothing about it before.
Yeah, you were like, "What is this game?" I was like, "Oh,
they were talking about it for a while."
Yeah.
I'm still very excited for it, and I'm probably going to get it, depending on trailers and stuff. But
I'm going to buy it and find something new that no one's discovered and name it a booper.
It's going to get delayed again. And I don't think it's going to do that good.
And we'll come back to No Man's Sky in just a minute. Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't have a release date yet.
I think it's going to get delayed. I think it's going to do fine.
Yeah.
Everybody's super hyped.
Well, no, it can't be delayed because there's no announcement date for it yet.
I'm saying, but when it does, it will be delayed again.
I don't know. I think that'd be too soon. Because I think they need that game to come out this year.
Yeah.
And then last up, for games for PlayStation, we have The Last Guardian.
I don't think it's going to get delayed anymore because if they did, everyone.
Well, there's still no release date for it.
There will be a riot.
It's just 2016
from Henry.
Yeah,
one man riot.
Do you guys think it'll do well financially?
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people were excited for it.
I think this is going to fall flat on its face. To be honest,
I think you're going to fall flat.
I want to pet the bird dog.
I think it'll have its small audience. Like you guys are hardcore Team Ico fans, and so like it'll definitely get that. I don't know if it's going to be that great of a game as people are building it up to be. Okay. It's very much like Fallout. It's very much like Fallout 4 with the hype of this is going to change games, much like Ico or Shadow of the Colossus or anything. I think it's just going to be more of that like gameplay style from those two games, just with a new IP, and I think that's all that's going to be. And I think people are building themselves up a little too much.
But that's the thing. It's going to do well financially because of that. Because it's going to do the same thing that Fallout 4 did, where Fallout 4 did great because of that hype, because everybody bought it right away. People might be disappointed after, but I think it's going to still sell great. Yeah,
it might sell great. I don't know if it'll review well.
Yeah.
Because we've been burned by Fallout 4. Well, people in general have been burned by Fallout 4, even though I think that was a fantastic game. And then last up, it's not a PlayStation game, but we got PlayStation VR. Is it coming out this year? What's the price going to be? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
So the thing I talked about, we'll get back to No Man's Sky in just a second. I think No Man's Sky will be a launch title for PSVR. So whenever PSVR comes out, that's when No Man's Sky comes out. And I think that's why that game will do so well, and it'll review well, and I think it'll be a financial hit because, you can play it regularly or you can play it fucking in virtual reality. So
right.
I think it's going to do better than PlayStation Move.
Well, yeah.
Because PlayStation Move was just like, hey, let's do the Wii, but it sucks.
Yeah. Do you guys think it'll actually come out this year?
I think so.
Yeah. I think it needs to at this point, especially because Oculus is coming out in 2 months, and there's pre-orders for Oculus.
The price is definitely going to be lower than Oculus because I don't think the technology is going to be as good as it is on like the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, because Oculus Rift it's basically like a second rig for your rig's computer, and I was listening to PS I Love You the other day, and they're saying like there's no way that this can be more than like the console it's running on. So for Oculus Rift to be $600, that makes sense. PCs are fucking expensive as shit.
Yeah,
especially there's no PCs. Actual like set price for a PC because you're always upgrading it, you're always trying to fix it and shit. So $600 for like a PC setup where it has like really good hardware and whatnot is I think that's a reasonable price. I honestly think that PSVR will be priced at $299.
$299. Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to lower. I think what they originally planned for it to be is $350, maybe $399. But I think they're gonna decide to sort of take the bite on lowering the price and sort of just like maybe losing a little money, just to get it out there and to have it be the more successful VR thing.
And raise it up later on?
No. I think it stays at $299 for a while. I think they need this to be like, I think they need to be the company that like they own VR, like they do VR right or whatever.
Because
it's
like fucking PlayStation.
And they need it to be the most accessible because they're a console, and so when you're a console, you want to try to have things become accessible. So if you price it at $400, even $500, not a lot of people. A price that is higher than the PS4 itself. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do as well. And definitely, I don't think VR will hit this generation like that crazy, but I think it'll hit like our core group, like members, like we'll definitely fuck around with it and whatnot. Yeah. And then the next generation of VR hardware that comes out, that'll be when like everybody's fucking on board with it. Yeah. Just because like things are still being tested out and whatnot. Yeah. So
definitely.
You guys have any other thoughts on VR?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Hambone.
All right, we're moving on to Xbox. We got Rocket League coming out in February for Xbox One.
It's gonna hit.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna hit because there are people who don't have PS4, they have Xboxes, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's Rocket League. Everyone's playing this. Plus, they have cross-platform multiplayer. So that's definitely going to be like, oh shit, I can play with my friends who are on PS4 with this."
We're back. Sorry, I had to move my car. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Rocket League will be interesting just because it's already done so well. Yeah. So it'll be interesting if the Xbox One push will make it like make $100 million or whatever. It'll be interesting.
It becomes the highest grossing movie of all time.
What?
And then
2015.
And then it's releasing in February sometime. We don't know yet. And then we got Quantum Break, April 5th, which is like going to be the first like big exclusive Xbox One title this year. Mm-hmm. That's the one with like the kid who is
Iceman,
and then it's also got Green Goblin
and him going rogue,
and then like all these other things. I'm not actually too sure.
It's got Willem Dafoe.
Or no, it doesn't have Willem Dafoe, but it's got the guy from Game of Thrones.
Willem Dafoe.
He's got sort of like the gray hair here.
Yeah. I'm not Willem Dafoe. I'm Willem Defriend.
I haven't really heard anybody talk about this except for Colin and Greg. Like every once in a while they'll bring it up, but I've literally heard no one else talk about this game.
Who owns an Xbox?
I mean, no one.
That VHS thing. That Microsoft
so do you guys think this will like surpass Halo, the Halo game that just came out, or do you think it'll do?
Hopefully, that game was mediocre as hell.
Or do you think it'll be a sort of stagnant sort of thing like Tomb Raider?
I think it's gonna be like what's that one game, Deus Ex?
Deus Ex,
where it's like there's a group of people.
There will be a big group of people
it, but
outside of that, it's gonna be whatever.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be one of those.
Okay, and then we got Cuphead. No release date on that.
It's gonna do well.
It's gonna be. It's our most anticipated game.
It's
20s.
You can put water in it.
Yeah, that game looks fucking awesome. I'm so glad it's not Xbox One. Like it's like also coming to Windows computers because I'm gonna buy like an Xbox One controller. Like now I have a reason to.
Yeah.
And fucking play that shit on my laptop, and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
I'm gonna take a swig.
And then we got Halo Wars 2 coming out in Q3 apparently.
Okay, I mean,
only 3 quarters.
Like, who was really excited about the first Halo Wars? To be honest,
no one.
I know.
I know like one person who like was really into Halo Wars. And
right. If I want to play strategy games on a console, I have Civilization Revolution.
Like I could do that on my phone. Why?
Yeah. If you're doing those kind of strategy games on a console, you're fucking
wrong.
Dork.
Get a PC.
And then we got Recore, which is the new Inafune title, I think. Where it had like the really cool trailer with like the little robot dog.
Have you been to Inafune? They have really good noodles.
I'm like, that's my favorite type of ramen.
That one that's slated for Q3, Q4. So it looks like Recore and Gears of War are going to be their big fall titles. Yeah. What do you guys think?
You're bringing back Gears of War, right?
Yeah, Gears 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? So you're like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, why?
I don't have an Xbox.
I was hell into it.
Yeah, you were.
My 360 is Gears of War edition.
It is. You're a fucking dork.
And it's
he's cool like that. My Xbox 360 has a BioShock 2 cover on it, and that game sucks.
What was I saying? So yeah, it looks like Recore and Gears 4 are going to be like the 2 big games that they push this fall, and it looks like I'm gonna guess Last Guardian and is gonna do a summer release. That's my guess. I'm thinking like July, August.
I can
Get
see
into that like weird space where nothing else is really out. And then I think,
Oh, it could sell more as well.
yeah, I think Horizon Zero Dawn and No Man's Sky are gonna be fall releases because I think I'm willing to bet that PSVR comes out.
You willing to vote a bet?
Well, I'm willing to vote a bet that PSV card comes out late August to mid-September, and that's when No Man's Sky debuts, and that'll be like the first sort of like getting into the fall game, and then the Horizon Zero Dawn will be the big fall game. There's no way they can push that again, because for the last couple of years, PlayStation's always pushed their big fall game. First was Order 1886.
So you said Archer for a second?
That'll be a great game. Well, no, there's werewolves.
Telltale Games does Archer.
Oh my god, I want that.
Order 1886 was originally supposed to come out in fall of 2014, then it came out in February 2015, and then in this year it was supposed to be Uncharted 4, and then that got pushed back. They can't do a third year in a row when they're this big, and they need to keep this like sort of energy flowing. They can't do another year where there's no big exclusive title in the fall.
Yeah. PlayStation.
Now I'm just thinking about how much I want an Archer Telltale game.
And then Nintendo, we've got Mario
Archer
and
will
Luigi
remember that.
Paper Jam on the 3DS coming out January
buy it.
22nd.
I hate anything that's Mario and paper related.
But it's a mixture of like the Mario and Luigi like regular sort of 2-screen dual
The
games
one I lent to you.
and
Yeah.
that, and it's also Paper Mario. It's like those two worlds combining.
When worlds collide.
When-
Worlds collide.
Waka.
There's no way that they can delay this. Like it's
Death Grips is great.
coming out like by the time you're watching this, like next week, I think. So,
Yeah.
and then or listening to this, whatever. And then Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U comes out March 4th. Do you think?
Woo!
I know, like
I might buy it just
it's like
to,
really. Is there really that great of a demand for that Zelda game?
They're
Like
trying
really?
to get Zelda out there so bad,
I know.
it's pathetic.
And then we got like they're not gonna delay that. That's like a bullshit. Like let's just
Yeah.
shit this out real quick.
There you go.
And then we got Star Fox Zero coming April 22nd.
Game of the year.
I think that game is gonna shit the bed. And I think we all expect it to shit
In
the bed.
sales?
that if you
In
can,
sales and in like review scores. Like I think it's gonna be awful.
I'll be surprised if you're able to make out what the title screen says.
Just because it's like from fucking like 15 years ago. Oh my god.
It's just like Sonic XD, but like super pixelated.
It's called
like you can't even tell.
It's called Star Fox Zero because you turn 0 degrees and walk away.
And then we got Metroid Prime Federation Force.
No.
Here are the two cool ones that they don't have dates, but or before I get to those, Metroid Prime.
They haven't asked me yet, so of course they
Federation
don't have dates.
Force. I think Federation Force will do awful. It's
They
just
don't
on the
get
3DS. It's not the Metroid game anybody wants. It'll sell to little kids.
Metroid football.
And that's about it. So that's gonna. I think it'll do average reviews though. I think it'll be like an actual like decent game itself, but there's not a demand for it.
Every
So-
review's going to be like, this isn't Super Metroid.
And then like the two cool releases, we don't have dates for them yet. Pokken Tournament for Q1 or Q2.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about this in our pod racing Let's Play.
Yeah.
Where it's basically Tekken, but you're playing as Pokemon.
Pokken still sounds like something you yell at an Asian man.
No, we're talking. It's like the Pokken Dope. Pokken Dope.
Oh, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the competitor for Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah. Wasn't that like when we were talking about? I didn't know if Pokken was the actual name.
You
for
didn't know if they were actually trying to, like, if it was the actual Tekken people. You thought it was just a play on words, and they're like, "Is that really the thing they're going with?" I was like, "Yeah, because it's the guys of Tekken making it." And you're like, "Oh."
I was just like they really, with all the fighting games, they went with the Tekken one. What are you?
I think it'll be a really big hit. I think it'll be.
Yeah.
I think it'll do as well as Smash.
Like,
I
you
knew I
can-
was going to buy it as soon as they announced I could play a Sceptile.
You can only play as Snorlax.
And then we got Legend of Zelda. Now this is the interesting one. Will Legend of Zelda do well on the Wii U? I mean, as well as any game can do on the Wii U. And that's
Yeah.
the weird thing is like Zelda is not a console seller. Like whenever a game comes out, like there isn't like a huge like rush to buy like a new system, like the new ones on the Wii or whatever. Like there wasn't a big like rush to get a new console because of that game. There were like even for GameCube, which was like a disaster financially.
That's
Like it didn't push consoles.
That's the thing that like frustrates me a lot about Nintendo is that there's I don't really play Nintendo. The only 3 things that I've really gotten into that were Nintendo was Pokemon, Metroid, and Zelda. And like Metroid is obviously getting the shit thing handed to it. Pokemon has always been just Pokemon, and then Zelda's getting has been kind of getting the shit stick with like all of these kind of half-assed releases just to get it out there.
I think this Zelda will be really great, though. I think there's something in this, and I think why they haven't talked about it and why they pushed it back is we were supposed to have it by now, and why they pushed it back is because they realized, oh, we could put this on the NX. So I think what they're gonna do is gonna be a similar Twilight Princess situation where it'll come out softly on the Wii U, and then when the NX comes out, it'll be like, hey, you can also play this, you know?
I have a prediction for Wii U. I predict that at some point this year, Nintendo's going to be like, hey, we're bringing Undertale to consoles. Because it feels like it makes the most sense on a Nintendo platform.
Because everybody kind of loves it, too. That would be a very smart move.
Yep.
So that's my prediction for
that's a good one. And then the last one for Nintendo, not a video game, but a console, NX. Do we hear about it at E3? Does it come out this year?
Hear about it at E3 does not come out this year.
Comes out next year.
Comes out next year. Okay, all right. 2017. What do you say? Like summer or fall? What do you think?
I think spring.
Spring. Well, okay. All right.
Someone's springing forward.
I think they're going to do that just because they can.
Just cause?
Just cause?
3?
No.
Why you made this game? Just cause?
What are your hopes for the NX? Like, what do you want it to be? Because there's all this speculation of like, oh, it's a combination of like it's a console, but also you can like a handheld like sort of thing.
I want it to be a barbecuer.
I want it to have that kind of handheld aspect to it because I think there's still a lot you can do with that.
Oh yeah,
like with this whole Vita shit that like didn't really take off. I think there's so much in it. There's so much room
because 3DS, like on the contrary of like Wii U, like 3DS is fucking doing amazing.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's like I'm playing on the DS right now, and I'm like loving it, and I kind of miss having that with Nintendo.
Exactly,
and I want that to still be there and to improve on it. But I also really want it to be like a solid console thing. I want it to be kind of like another GameCube or like better controller, obviously.
Yeah,
but kind of like
awful.
That kind of thing again, where we have this whole range of games.
Yeah, and where you can sit down and have like a controller. It's not this whole move fucking gimmick.
Yeah, I don't
the
want
Wii
none of that.
remotes. Oh my god!
None of that.
And that's the thing. I think
that shit.
I think it's weird that recently I think Reggie from the big guy Reggie from Nintendo
down the block.
Yeah,
my boy
Reggie from Nintendo. He was like, VR is like a really bad gimmick, and we don't believe in it. And it's like it's really weird that he says that. And I think people took that the way of like, oh, he's just stupid. He doesn't believe in the future. I think that was him subtly saying like, we're not doing any crazy gimmicks anymore. Like I think that was his subtle way of saying that. So I don't think there's going to be any Wiimotes or anything. I think what NX will be is a classic sort of console where you can sit down and you can play it, like any games on it, and you can play those same games. You can take them with you, like on the go, and play them on sort of like a 3DS type of thing. But if it's not that, like that's the really like general big speculation that what it's going to be.
I hope.
If it's not, I would like it to be. This is how I imagine it looking like. I want it to be black with like a brown bottom. Sort of like just like a very retro style, like almost 70s, 80s sort of style
like
console.
with the wooden
and a complete
exactly.
And a complete opposite of what like this whole Wii thing has
been. And I want like have that classic feel to it, and then I want it to play and have third party support of it's like an actual powerful console, not this like the games on Wii U actually do look really pretty, but if you try to put fucking Arkham City in there, which they did, it does not look good. And that's because they don't do third-party support. Those platforms are not strong enough to play Batman Arkham Knight or Witcher or anything.
Yeah,
so
it's that plus this whole movement thing that they've had with the controllers that have kind of cheapened the console and haven't been able to take it seriously.
I'm just imagining what we said when we were playing Arkham Knight for the first time of like, it's Batman looks really good, but then the entire world it looks like Donkey Kong 64.
Like the thing that I want with it, it's like maybe you don't have to use when you're playing on the console. You don't have to use like the whatever the handheld is. Just like use like a regular like classic. Like I sort of want them to bring the rectangle controller back.
Then you're gonna be like, cartridges are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Are back, boy.
You missed the blowing? Well, the blowing's back.
You missed
I
the
want
blowing.
them to
Get
bring
to
back the
snowing.
rectangles or something similar to it.
Just kind of like an NES type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But play powerful fucking games.
I think that'd be really nice.
I'd like that.
Because I would love to just have one console like this next generation. I would love that to be just the NX where I can play like Mario or
Mario.
and like Legend of Zelda, but also play like the next Witcher game or Fallout on it or like any of these big titles. Like that's what Nintendo really needs to push.
I think that's one of the best business moves as well, because you have the people who want to have that Nintendo feel and have those Nintendo games, but they have this console and they don't want to get rid of that.
Yep.
Both in one.
Yep, exactly.
Nintendo.
And if NX shits the bed, what they really need to do is just get out of consoles and start being a third-party developer.
Nintendo, you get busy passing or you get busy sassing.
What?
I would cry if Nintendo went to third party.
I mean, none of their consoles are super special,
Henry.
to be honest.
You get busy passing?
The last like innovative thing they actually did was do the analog stick, and that's like the last crazy like good thing they've done in a console. Like, do you really love the GameCube? Do you really love the Wii? Do you really love the Wii U?
Have you not stuck the GameCube up your ass?
So I don't think it would be that big of a deal if they just went third party, because they make that's the thing about Nintendo. They make amazing games.
Consoles? No.
Consoles, not so much.
Game?
All right, we got to wrap up. Third party. Let's just go through it really fast. Lego Marvel Avengers, January 26th. It'll come out. It'll be great. It'll be a fucking Lego.
It's Lego.
Game. Mighty Number 9, February 9th. That's like the new Inafune game where it's like sort of his.
Sounds like a Mighty Boosh spinoff.
It's like his new version of Mega Man, basically.
Yeah.
February 9th. Do we think it'll be any good?
It'll be fine.
Yep.
Whatever. Okay.
Unravel, February 9th. Also, that's the one with Yarny.
Yay.
I think that'll be a small, like, cute little launch.
Do it
sort
for
of like,
Yarny.
Like the first, like, little big planet, or maybe like Child of Light or something. It'll like have a nice little audience, and I think it'll review really well.
It'll be refreshing.
And then Far Cry Primal, February 23rd.
I'm gonna buy it.
I think it will do fine financially, but this is like the first hint, I think, of us getting Far Cry every year. I think this will be the new annual title, especially now that Assassin's Creed is going to be every other year.
Yeah.
Like, they've said that now, and I think it's Ubisoft. Like, they're sneakily trying to be like, oh, yeah, everything's fine, we're going to take care of our games, but then they're going to make another title, a yearly title, and I think it's going to be Far Cry.
Yeah, it's going to do great financially. I'm not saying I think that's right, but that's what's going to happen.
I think it'll review okay. I don't think it'll be bad. I don't think it'll be like 10s or 9s or anything. I think it'll be like a 7 or an 8 on average.
I think what Ubisoft needs to do is send men into their offices with guns and thin the herd a little bit.
Damn.
And maybe then I'm just joking.
March 8th, we have
Somehow Eagles of Death Metal are there.
Tom Clancy's The Division. Looks really, really cool. It's like
it
that, like dystopian, like in the middle of winter sort of
They've
thing.
been teasing me for too long.
It reminds me of a game idea I had where it was like
Okay.
kind of like a deathmatch setting, but in like a Rust or Minecraft type of world, where it was just like it was these maps where it was like always open, but it's still like a deathmatch setting.
That doesn't sound like The Division whatsoever.
That doesn't sound like. What do you think this?
Do you
game
know
is?
what The Division is?
It's the new Pokemon.
No, The Division's the one where like everything's gone to shit, and it's like the middle of winter, and like all these Christmas things are up, and you gotta like fend for yourself.
You gotta kill Santa.
Yeah, you gotta kill Santa. Dark Souls 3,
Grandma
April
got the
12th.
suit?
Do you think that'll be delayed at all? Dark Souls 3.
No,
Do you think it'll do well financially?
I'm buying it.
Okay.
Dark Souls.
I'm gonna play it
Mirror's
with
Edge
Fluffy.
Catalyst, May 24th.
It's gonna do great financially. It might get delayed.
Do you think it might get delayed? Huh.
Yeah.
I feel like it's already been delayed though.
I think they're gonna do it again.
Yeah, they might delay it until fall to have it be like a.
I think
if you
they're
push
scared
it,
to
I think you push it. If you push it to fall, you have it competing with all these other things.
But I also think they're scared to release it as well because it's been so long and
Yeah.
there's such a big Mirror's Edge fan base. I think they're fucking shitting themselves to release it.
All right. And then last couple one, Ukulele slated for October. I think
do well.
I think it's gonna do weirdly really great because of the kid audience of like they're like we haven't had like a really good 3D platformer in a very very long time. And I think this could be it. And I think that will fill the void of like Ratchet and Clank will be the springtime sort of filling the void for kids games, and then Ukulele will come out and it'll be the fall game.
Banjo Kazooie. Then it turns out it's nuts and bolts.
And then
Oh no!
Yeah.
Doom. I think Doom will do fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared it's going to be an online only, multiplayer only
I'm
sort of
kidding
thing.
myself it's going to be that, but I'm trying not to think of I'm trying to get more sleep at night.
Final Fantasy 15. Do we think it's coming out this year?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's going to like cut it close to come out this year. I think very end.
December.
Because I could see that. I could see Final Fantasy coming out like around
Feels like a
Christmas.
Christmas,
December
yeah.
game.
And then it's going to do great. It's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it'll do great. I don't know how well it will review.
Yeah.
Just because of the hype around it and like it
Yeah.
was announced like 8 years
It's
ago.
another like Fallout 4 situation.
Telltale Batman. Do you think it's going to be any good?
I don't think I think it's gonna sell great. I think there's gonna be an issue with it.
Definitely because when Telltale, like, there's more serious projects, like I think Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, I don't think pan out that well. Like, when it starts out, it's like, oh, this is really interesting, and then it sort of falls off the rails. But when they do funny things like Tales of the Borderlands, it's fucking great.
Or King's Quest, which looks fucking.
And that's not
King's
Telltale.
Quest isn't
It's not?
Telltale, no.
Oh, I thought
Strong Bad.
Oh, Telltale did do Strong Bad, didn't they?
Yeah, they did a lot of games that are like you don't
Wait,
think.
what?
They did a Strong Bad game for the Wii.
What?
Yeah,
It's
dude.
amazing.
That
That
so
sounds
good.
fucking great.
I actually
didn't
have-
know that.
I actually have all of them on Steam.
I need to
like,
get a Wii just for that.
I think Telltale Batman will be fine. I don't know if I'll personally like it, just because when they get serious in their games, it just
It's
doesn't
actually
pull
a
me.
comedy.
The two ones that I think that are great that are serious. I think The Walking Dead holds up all the way through.
Even season 2.
Yeah, I think season 2 is okay. And then
The
Wolf
Fables.
Among Us is the fucking. I think it's like the best.
And then Mafia 3 is our last one.
He's buying it.
We're both gonna buy that fucking
I
shit.
think it's not gonna get delayed whatsoever, and I think it's gonna.
Do you think it would summer, fall?
I think fall.
Fall
No,
makes more
I think-
sense.
I think summer. I think if you push it in a nice summer release, because it's been so long since we've had Mafia 2.
I think it's either gonna be summer or they're gonna push it all the way to December.
To me, honestly, I think it's going to be summer, or they're going to push it to spring of 2017. So it's one of those games like, yeah, it had like a pretty good audience when it was like a thing, but it's not a thing anymore. So,
I don't think it's gonna do that great.
so if you put it in the fall, I think it's going to be. I think it'll do okay, but not what they're trying to do.
Yeah, like it. Like okay, either you're right. Either the spring, I could see that happening, or the summer.
Yeah.
And then I don't think it's gonna do great financially, but I think it's gonna be a fucking solid game. And then
Yeah, I
later
think
on,
it'll
it's
review
gonna
really well.
fucking- Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been here before, this was Talking Shit. Each of us bring in a random topic of discussion, and we talk some shit about that topic. If you can get jiggy with that, head on over to bayazonagamers.bandcamp.com. Support us over there to get each full episode early and an exclusive episode each month. If you don't think we deserve your money, that's okay. We really don't. You can still find Talking Shit on youtube.com/bayazonagamers, where each topic comes out separately Monday through Thursday for you guys, for your guys' enjoyment. Guys, thank you so much for being here with
Eggs.
You're welcome.
me. Eggs, fuck you.
Scrambled.
Over easy.
Poached.
And thank you guys, thank you listeners and viewers and whatnot for joining me. It's a good first episode back for 2016.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's kiss.
Alexa, play
No!
Play Fame by David
No, we're
Bowie.
gonna get copyright strike. No!
Oh fuck! Alexa, stop!
Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.